So we want our events to be among the communities. We want our events to be to build the communities. We want our events to be the community. We don't want you don't want to build the event that is there on the stage. You want to build the event that is among the people, that is with the people, that is built for the people. And what is going to be the topic of today's discussions and exchange? The topic is going to be actually, I'm going to share some case studies and some tips and tricks on how we can actually enhance the attractiveness, the longitudinous and importance of the events that you are organizing. We're going to discuss and share how event organizers, how you can chase the social importance among the decision makers, among the public sector, and among the communities and citizens. And what we said, we don't want to have a Christmas type of event, something that happens as a one show, something that happens biannually, or that you have to wait for it every 2 years. We would like to discuss today how to make sure that your event stays among the community, stays among the people all year long, basically. But before we do that, I would like to introduce myself, basically, just briefly. It's the second time that I'm coming on the stage, but I'm actually feeling that I'm part of the community. And my name is Nevena, Vukašinović. People like to refer to me as someone who is connecting the dots. People like to refer to me as a specialist for strategic partnerships and communications. Somebody who is behind the strategic partnerships and communications. So usually I'm not on the stage, I'm behind. And I've been born and raised in Belgrade, in Serbia, but I'm living in Brussels. And I have been working across different continents, but also I have been working across different industries, cross-sectorally, and with diversity of stakeholders. So I've been working for the NGOs, but also I'm working for the European Commission, so EU institutions, as well as the UN agencies. I've been working with grassroots sports. But I also have worked for the Olympics. I have been working for different brands and tech and private sector, but I also work for the government. And I wanted to tell, first of all, how honored I am to be in Thailand and how grateful I am for the opportunity to actually be among this community of runners. And thanks very much, Chris and Alessio, as well as Marco from the European Athletics, for giving me this opportunity to be with you today. And why is that? Is because I have been a runner once upon a time, and I wanted to tell you, before we dive into my suggestion for your way of enhancing the importance of the events to last all year long, I want to tell you where I've got the inspiration from. So basically, I was winning the laps around the school at the primary school, and the teacher said to me and to my parents, she should go to compete at the biggest stadium in Maracana in Belgrade. You should bring her on Sunday there. And my mom said, yes, sure, let's do it. And we hopped on the public transportation. Belgrade doesn't have a metro. Bangkok is very lucky to have it. And we were in public transportation, hoping that we will make on time for my race. And then what happened, there was a short of electricity. We needed to hop off, and there was a traffic jam. So basically, it ended up that my mom and myself, we were running towards the race that I was supposed to run at the competition at the Red Star Stadium. So we were almost without a breath, coming just before the 400 meters race was about to start. And I ran the race and I won the race. And I remember I had a man's hand on my shoulder saying, I really like how you did it. And I was, without the breath even. My mom was still without the breath as well. He said to me, you should also race another race. There is a next one on 60 meters. So he actually signed me up and put me in a lineup for the next race. So I was running after 400 meters and winning that race. I was running also 60 meters short race, and I won that one as well. And then this man came back to me, put his hand on the shoulder, said, I really want to be your coach. I want you to come to run for Red Star Belgrade, which was an honor for me because I'm a big supporter. And that was my multiplying effect of the community that was supporting, perceiving the value and the importance and then supporting my path further. And some of the girls who had this chance to have a multiplying effect in Serbia, they reached the stars, like Vukašinović here in the photo. Some others managed to create the running businesses across the country, across the cities, and to engage the city communities around the running experience. But what can we apply to multiply the effect of your events? And I'm not going to talk here about about something that you don't know, because I want to underline that everything is out there. So you have a lot of data that is out there that you can use in your argumentation, negotiation with the institutions and with the public sector. Public sector itself is already prioritizing, based on this data, different activities, campaigns, and policies. So the World Health Organization, for instance, they already are having campaigns that your event can just line up with. Cities, like City of Paris, is already trying to enhance the experience with the participants by, as you know, booking the first ever race that will happen together so elite racers will be running together with the citizens. You have a number of initiatives that are already taking place and accumulating this effect of ripple effect of influence of sports towards the communities across the basically countries and regions, etc. So you don't have to do much. You just have to make sure you map the opportunities out there. And then how to gather this traction when speaking with the institutions is, you have the information, but you then plan your strategy doing not business as usual. So, for instance, if you have idea that is good but is not buzzing enough, then you try to put the implementation of the events under the linking it with the purpose, or linking it with the immersive experiences. If you have data in your country that are showing there is a massive problem, that is a problem in a specific community, you then bring this community to be part of your campaign, about a part of your event, a part of your annual planning and implementation. What can we do to multiply the effect? What I do usually throughout the consultancies I'm working with, I use the 3 medals rule, basically, and I will explain to you how we are doing it. So you can either choose one of those 3, or you can apply all 3 of them. That would be the best, of course. So basically, you have a communication expert, you have a strategy expert, you have a bidding expert in your organization, you have event planner, etc. But make sure that either you have an additional person or the task is aligned with one of your experts, somebody who will be making sure that you are aligning planning with the existing policy of the public authorities. So make sure that actually the planning of your events or the side events that you are planning to organize are actually aligned with the policy of either the public institutions or the governments. So in that sense, you will be actually following, so your tagline will be their key topics as well. Second medal, so second application rule could be that you use 360-degree approach. What does it mean? It means that you basically don't lose sight of all those different stakeholders that should be part of your event. So volunteers, fans, youth, so not only as spectators, but actually becoming the implementators of your events. So 360-degree approach is absolutely maybe my favorite actually medal rule. And third one is making sure that purpose is the part of why you are doing the event. So that the purpose is the part of your why and how, basically. It is definitely not a buzzword, but purpose should be the way how you are implementing things. And again, the timing is your key player. So when you are planning your whole year event and activation, you can also separate milestone moments throughout the kind of flagship moments of the country where you're hosting the events. So you can link it to the key dates, you can link it to the key policy moments, and in that sense, you can make it important and attractive to the stakeholders you're engaging with. And how I will here show you a couple of case study examples how I was doing it with different public authority representatives. So this is the Green Sports Hub Europe, which we have funded with the seed support from the European Commission. And we brought in basically stakeholders coming from a variety of sectors. So we brought in stakeholders coming from sports, cities, youth as well. We brought in sustainability actors, but we also brought in brands. And we created a platform as a one-stop shop for sustainability in Europe. Then for the UEFA, we have connected the policy, super important topic, which is climate change and European Green Deal agenda, with the powerful network and community and influence of the UEFA's events. And we created videos and campaign that will be lasting for the next 2 years with the hashtag Every Trick Counts. As Serbia has lost yesterday, I'm not going to play the video that actually was showing football, so I will skip this one. Further on, European Commission has pressured by the ministries of education and sport across Europe, plus Turkey, plus Israel, plus a couple of other countries that are outside the European continent, basically, and said, look, we have a problem. Data are showing that the obesity is increasing, that the situation is really not good. What shall we do? We understood, we analyzed the data, we analyzed the stakeholders they can engage, and we created firstly, a week called Be Active Week, where the aim was to make more people moving more often all around Europe. But then this European Week of Sport actually became a whole year event with year after year increase in numbers. And this year we just had the 8th year anniversary of the European Week of Sport, which is a great example of the cooperation with the funding between sports stakeholders, grassroots governments, and the pan-regional institutions. That's another example, which is we have the International School Sport Federation, who has came to us and said, look, the priority of a couple of countries we are targeting, like France, like Belgium, like Latin America, like Brazil in Latin America, like Nordic countries, is gender. Somewhere it's very well, so girls are very well educated and included. Somewhere it's not working well. What shall we do? So for them, we created a run, so She Runs, where you have young leaders coming from all around the world and running across the cities, but that is also having a support and follow-up of the educational programs that is running between 2 runs that are happening every year. I don't know if I click now here, but you can actually see the video how it was in Paris. Brussels. So we brought girls from Paris to Brussels, then to Latin America, then to Nordic countries, where they created a healthy community, engaged community. After the race, they continue creating projects for their countries on the ground. And we did a follow-up, all with the funding that was secure through the institutions, which is European Commission. For Nike, and for their CSR program, they also got a data where, what they like to say, this generation is 1.8 billion strong, but the least active in history. And they wanted to enhance the role of the ladies coaches in the empowerment of the physical activity across the nation. So for Made to Play Nike, we did immersive campaigns where we engaged different influencers, where we engaged the grassroots workers with youth and with kids. And this campaign is still like lasting and started like already 4 years ago. They also made the, basically, so here, this is the example of the industry infused money in the, so private money infused in the sports sector as well. So basically, to kind of wrap up, what are the key tips? So when you use the 3 medals rules, each of them can also be shaped by the use of partnership of stakeholders. So make sure that the event that you're planning to last all year long is actually a multi-stakeholder partnership, and as well cross-market partnership is possible. Make sure that the leadership is sustainable, and this is linked to what we were talking about, the organizational sustainability. It would be great that we don't run away from the hybrid ways of doing things, but to use hybrid as an amplifier of the activities we're applying, and to make sure that with impact, with purpose, we'd add the values to enhance the work. Society is definitely, if we engage it in a proper way, it is becoming our community. It's becoming the community that is also becoming attractive for the public institutions. And then it's becoming a way how we can secure additional funding and resources for making our events long-lasting. As mentioned with Nike, as mentioned with She Runs, make sure that you bring in the trusted voices. So to use the community to identify trusted voices that can become your ambassadors or influencers. Immersive is a new orange. So as I was saying throughout the discussions with you and throughout the experience in Bangkok, let's not run away of the need to transform the sports, and especially to transform the fan engagement experience. Let's make it as immersive as possible. What does it mean? It means that we need sports that are actually not only finding solutions and sport events that are finding solutions for the athletes and making the greatest experience ever for the athletes, but actually we have to think how fans and spectators are going to play an active, immersive role in our events. And then again, I want to underline that we need to have solutions that are cross-sectoral, that are not only coming from sports, from one industry to sports, but actually that are looking through across sectors in order to bring the best solutions for our community. And this is my last slide to close with, and it will be closed with a video. One of my favorite videos that is almost a decade old, but it was one of the first things I've been working on, and it is reminding that I always like to say, let's benchmark with your potential stakeholders, with your most important stakeholder, the one who will secure the additional resources and infrastructure. Let's make sure that they feel how important it is to not lose the what-if moment. So sometimes your sponsors will be challenging your purpose. Sometimes you will end up, either you do everything and you make sure that the community finds your event super important, but mindsets don't change across those communities. Sometimes your community is going to push back on your ideas. So make sure that the institutions, the public sector, the citizens that you are partnering with are aware of these potential what-ifs and what is behind them. And let's work towards the success together. And now I guess I press play and you see the video. Sorry for those who already saw it because it is old, but it is gold. Thank you.
I probably would make a time machine.
I would make medicine for the sick.
I'd probably invent something new.
我会赢到5个总冠军戒指。
If I could have an extra 5 years to live.
You said 5, right?
5 years.
It's a long time.
I would try to fix everything I did bad.
I would bring my uncle back because I miss him very much.
I would get more hamsters.
I would probably want to go looking for dark matter.
I think I'd go looking for aliens.
If I could live an extra 5 years...
I was thinking about making like a helicopter, like a wooden helicopter, but I don't have any wood.
I want to go check out the moon sometime.
I'd probably teach my sister not to hate tuna.
I would try and invent a machine that lets you run at light speed.
If I had 5 more extra years to live.
I would be the boss of all the chipmunks.
Eu cantaria na frente de 1 milhão de pessoas.
I don't really know. I think I'd do anything. Why are you asking me that?
Thank you very much.